Under conduct madam.
हेलो हेलो हाँ कंटिन्यू करा स्टार्ट
Shall I start?
हाँ या सर ओके ओके नेक्स्ट केले केले व्यवस्थित केले तुम्ही ओके काय करा तुमचा मायक्रोफोन मला हेडफोन देऊ स्टार्ट करना है अभी से ना हेलो तुमचं म्यूटच आहे सर हेलो जाधव सर हेलो am I audible fail to access microphone am I audible
Good morning. Audible, Pandharpur madam. Audible.
Yes, sir.
So, good evening all. I would like to welcome all who have participated in day 2 FDP session. I would like to welcome keynote speaker and professor. Welcome in forming
मगाशी मी कधी
sir
झालं युट्यूबला मगाशी आता त्यांनी हे केलं
yes.
आता मगाशी
So, I hope so. The participants got existing knowledge. Yesterday, how to write software registration by considering case study of course registration. Also, we learned analysis process and UML diagram, that is and activity diagram. Today is a day 2 option. I hope you enjoyed today's session also. Now, I hand over the session. Somnath Tigre sir, continue with day 2. Sir, please, you can start the session.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
We'll start the session just in 1 minute. Just getting the start with my software. So once again, a very warm welcome to the second day hands-on session on Star UML, where we are going to draw the remaining diagrams. So Before starting today's session, I just would like to recall one more time. If you have any doubt, any query, any question, whatever the parts we have collected so far, please let me know. Today, basically, we are going to try to focus on the next part, that is what analysis and designing part. So, basic requirement part we did by understanding the case study. Whatever the case study I have shared with you, that is value addition program registration system. Based on that, our job earlier, what we played is to find out the requirements and convert that requirement exactly into the diagram parts. And yesterday we tried to cover the two types of a diagrams. One is use case diagram, the use case diagram where we were focusing on the term called as what actor, and second term what called as what use cases. And then we have decided the relationship between the actor and use cases. And after completion of that actor, use case, and the relationship, we call that as a use case diagram. And collecting and drawing the use case diagram for all possible actors of your problem statement, we will call that as a use case model. So yesterday I have given the task, the way I have completed the student use case diagram, then professor use case diagram. I asked you to draw a use case diagram for register. So the possible register use case diagram will be like this. So register basically will be responsible for login first, then maintain professor information, maintain student information, and also professor will be responsible to maintain the course database. And after that, the process for the admission closure will be done by the register side. So register will be responsible for close registration. So this will be my final use case diagram for all given problem statement. And once we have done this, we have started with the next part called as what? The activity diagram. So activity diagram basically nothing but as a simply flow chart. So whatever you studied in the flow chart, the same flow chart notations we are using to draw the activity diagram. Now to draw this activity diagram, we can take the help of tool called as what? Star UML, which comes with a different solutions, which comes with a different symbols, and that symbols we studied from the tool. So let's have a move towards the tool. We were selected this rational approach and said okay, and just do one thing. If you want to continue with the previous work, simply go to this file and select the option open, your previous project, so that whatever the work you did so far will be remain as it is. So select this and simply say open. So what work we did yesterday, we have done the diagram for the student use case diagram here, professor use case diagram, that is here, and then from student use case diagram we have selected one use case so far called as a student. So all the same diagrams you can merge within a fraction of seconds. So simply what you need to do, you need to just open this student use case diagram, and simply you need to understand the remaining use cases and remaining actors. So student is there, simply draw a register, professor, course catalog database, and then billing system. So you can rearrange it, then go to this use cases, login already there, the register for course is there, view report card is already there. So you can go to this teach the course, drag and drop, maintain student records, add or drop the course, and then add one more use case, add use case, the name what I have given is close registration. So simply add this close registration and drag and drop this. So do this, then next what I said, we have to decide the relationship. So at the very first level of the relationship, we will start with simple directed association. So just bring your cursor towards this notation, select this, simply drag and drop, simply drag and drop this option, and at the same time we can rearrange this by saying add use cases, maintain student info. Similarly, one more use case, that is maintain professor info. Simply drag and drop this student info, professor info, and again use this directed association from this side to this, and from this part to the start. Save this, and if there is a problem, means which link is where, the tool will help you to just rearrange it. So for that, simply go to this place and click on the option called as what, layout diagram. So automatically the labels, their synchronization parts will be done. Whatever the more important part, you can keep it at the corners. Professor, then this billing system. So this is what my simple use case diagram for the given problem statement. Then from this, if we can understand that registrar, student and professor are going to perform the login. So I will give the first priority to the an option called as one, login. So I will select this, and next how this login will be carried out. So I have shown it with a simple diagram, and the diagram is an activity diagram. So this is what my login activity diagram. So what I said about the simple part about this, so activity diagram is nothing but simply it represents the flow chart. How your flow for an activity called as what, login, is going to take place. So inside this, the login activity has been started with this start state. So I will call this simply as a start state. I will add here node to understand what is this. So this is my start state. This is a nodes. Dog here rectangle is representing nodes in UML. So this is what my start state, and the difference between the start and end you can easily observe here. This is start state, this is end state. So I'll add one more note here to understand. Node to stop, or you can say simply end stop state, where we can connect this in the simplest manner. So looking towards this, if I want to understand what is the flow for login. So login will be start. It will ask enter to user ID. Whoever user is there, maybe student, professor or register, who is interested to interact our system, it will ask you to enter user ID, will ask to enter the password, and after that user will click on submit button. So whatever data input given by the user side, based on the input, the next flow will be get decided whether it will be login successful or login failed. Means to move the cursor or to move the flow control from one place to another place, we need to have one conditions were. So that conditions I have mentioned here. So when I will move from this submit button, means click on submit button to the login successful, when if user ID and password are correct, then and then only I will move from this place to this place. If not, means either user ID or password or both incorrect, you may move to the next state called as what, failure. So that is what login failure. Now after login failed, your focus will be on what, whether you want to retry. You can say yes, I want to retry. So again I will enter user ID, again I will enter password. So such conditions are there. You can check it out how many attempts also you want to give. So based on that also you can put some conditions over. So this is what the two different types of diagrams we have covered so far. So the way I did the activity diagram for the login, You need to draw the activity diagram for register for course, view report card, and remaining all use cases. So for each use case, there will be at least one activity diagram. So you can kindly note down this step. So for each use case, you need to draw one activity diagram. So this is what the sample activity diagram for register for course from the student side. So I'll just explain you. Student will be there. If you read the problem statement, you will understand. Now here the precondition for this register for course is one login. So after login, might be the case that student is from first year, second year. Now he is going to the third year. So already he has selected the courses. So he can directly delete the previous courses and then he can start with the new courses. So next option is select course. Now in select course, if you are remembering the problem statement, you have a case study with you. So just by reading the case study, you can say that just by reading the case study, you can easily understood that what I am trying to say is that every student has to select the four primary courses and two alternative courses. Now, while selecting the primary courses, suppose student has selected the course called as one software engineering. Then he has selected operating system. He has selected OMD, and he has selected the database. So these are the four courses he has selected. Now, just let you know the case that there will be the lecture for operating system and OMD at the same time, that is from 11 to 12. So is it possible for single student, same student to attend two different lectures at the same time? Not possible. So while selecting the subject, we need to take care about the prerequisites also. We need to think about the number of students who have registered for the particular course. So all the things we need to take into the consideration, and then only we can start for the next. Now this is the next condition. If you are able to recall this, so check the completed. If the number of students registered for the particular course is more than 4 and one professor is interested to take that course, then and then only that particular course will be assigned to the individual student. Otherwise, it goes to an conflict state. And once the course is assigned, it will update the schedule and we can stop. So this is what the simple activity diagram for register for course. So it's now your responsibility to complete this diagram. So let's move towards the next session. So what basically we are going to cover today, we will focus on the term called as what now design process. Earlier we did only the analysis. Analysis means what end user is expecting. Now being as a designer, software designer, our job is to have how we are going to do this. So to understand this, how we are going to do this, we can simply think the difference between this requirement. Yesterday we have discussed what is requirement. Now we are focusing on this analysis and design. So we will understand the difference between this analysis and design process. So how actually the analysis is. So in short, I can say simply you can remember the difference between analysis and design is analysis is trying to focus on what the end user is expecting, where the designer is simply focusing on the term called as what how. That is what the major difference. Analysis is nothing but investigation, whereas design is nothing but it's a implementation. So analysis focus on understanding the problem. So normally the communication between the patient and doctor. So doctor tries to understand what the problem patient is facing. So that process we are calling as one investigation, nothing but analysis. And once doctor understood the exact problem, diagnosis is done properly, then doctor starts the treatment. The starting the treatment is nothing but the design process. So understand the difference between analysis and designing. So analysis is an idealized design, whereas the Design, we will focus on its characteristics in terms of operations, in terms of attributes. Analysis just behavior focused, where on the designing we will talk about the performance. It is system structure, it is close to the real code, means in designing parts you will find out some realistic things. It is functional requirement, whereas design focus on along with functional requirement we need to talk about the non-functional requirements also. So analysis is very small part, whereas the designing is a very large part. So simply the difference between analysis and design process is analysis is investigation, design is nothing but implementation. Analysis is what? Just simply remember, analysis is nothing but what end user is expecting, whereas designing is nothing but how we are going to provide the solutions which we captured inside the analysis part. That is what the major difference between analysis and designing. So let's start with this. So what we have done, we have represented one model called as what? Use case model. Now looking towards this use case model, how we will realize this? So that realization can be done with the help of these many diagrams. So today our main focus is to cover these three types of diagram. So what is the first diagram we are going to cover? It is a sequence diagram. Next is collaboration diagram, and third one is class diagram. And once we complete these three diagrams, we can say that I have played the role of designer. So I have just simply shown you this. If it is visible to you, you can just focus here. In analysis, we find out use cases. In designing model, we are going to use the term called as what? Realization. So can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this realization? What actually the realization is and how I am going to use this? So again, you need to read the problem statement very carefully. And once you understood the problem statement, then we can start with the next activity called as what? Use case realization. Simply note down the things. In case of use case realizations, we are going to draw the three types of diagram. The first one is sequence diagram, second is collaboration diagram, and next is class diagram. So let's start with the first diagram called as what? Sequence diagram. But before that, we need to just review some object-oriented concepts through UML notations. Kindly note this. You already aware about object-oriented concepts, OOPS concepts. You already aware about the UML and their parts. So I'm just going quickly to review the parts. What is class? How to represent the class? So simple definition about the class. Class is nothing but group of similar objects which has some specific characteristics. We will call it as one class. So this class is represented in UML. This is the simple rectangle having three compartments. So first compartment, we are calling it as what? Class name. Second compartment, we are calling it as what? Attributes. And third compartment, we are calling as what? Operations. Now the first name is what? Class name. Second is attribute. Attributes are nothing but what we can say. These are the named properties of class. Attributes are nothing but named properties of the class. If I take simple example, class car. Car has a properties like it's a color, manufacturing year. So this will be its attributes. And what else? The operation, car can move ahead, forward direction, reverse direction, moving, standing, parking. This will be what? Different operations, behaviors car can able to perform. So this is what simply we can say is the class. Next, we need to find out the behavior of the particular class. Now to find out this behavior of the particular class, we can say that there is the simplest way to represent the class. That class can be represented in these three styles. Now to Understand these three styles, we can say that how the class is going to get behave. So the entire class behavior can be represented in these three simplest format. The first is called as what boundary, second is called as what control, and third one is called as what entity. So how I am going to remember these notations? This is nothing but the class. The class can be divided into three parts, like first as a boundary, second as a control, and third as a simple entity. uh, in another way, we can say that the architecture of the software can be done with the three styles, that is MVC architecture, which stands for model, view, and control. So this is what your model, this is what your view, and this is what your control. M, V, and C. Model, database, view, how it is looking from outside, that is what your boundary, and control for what purpose? Communication between this boundary and entity, we will call it as one control. So this is one of the simplest part we can say when we are trying to perform the analysis of class. So boundary, view, and control, remember this simple architecture. So how we are going to find out this boundary class, entity class, and control class, that now we will discuss. This part now we will focus on. So what we will do, again we will simply focus on this use case diagram from the student perspective side, and we have this many different use cases. Now we'll move to the next part, and inside that I'll just create one more package. Right click, I'll give the name of the package as login. So with reference to this login, I want to use the realization. So I will say login realization, because I'm going to complete the design part. So I'll give the name as simple login realization. Now inside this login realization, I need to add three classes first. Which classes? Boundary, control, and view. So I'll rename that classes in the simplest manner. So how I will realize this? Right click, add class. You can find out here the simplest notation of the class. Select this, write the name of the class. The first class is boundary, so login boundary. I'll give the name as in the boundary. I'm going to just view it, so I will call login view. Now login view will communicate with login controller. The controller will be there. For what purpose? To make the communication possible between login database. So I'll add one more class here as a name, login database, or simply I will call login info, because database, from the database we can able to fetch the information. So whatever information available there, that information we can able to fetch from the database. So it is login info. Now once this information is available, after listening to this information, we can able to rearrange it. So for the rearrangement purpose, we can simply say that I need one more class called as what? Login control. So I'll add this class here simply as login controller. So simply you need to select this. Now, once you have done this, as I said to you, the first diagram, to complete the realization part, we are going to draw the sequence diagram. So I will add now here inside this login realization package, add diagram. I will select the simple sequence diagram. Don't select at this moment for the rule, because it has a different meaning. So I will simple select this sequence diagram. So select add diagram. and select the sequence diagram. Give the name login sequence diagram and just double click. Okay. Now, for whom you are going to draw? For any actor. So, for simplicity or making it in more simplest manner, I will select the first actor, student. It is not necessary. You can take any actor. Just for simplicity, I have selected the student actor. Now, from student actor, the flow will go to the next class. That is, the next class is whatever boundary class. And what name we have given the boundary class? We said it is login view. So login view class will be there. Then from login view, we are going to interact with login database. That is what your login info. And to make the communication possible between this login view and login info, we need one communication point called as what? Login controller. So simply we need to bring these parts together. We just need to bring these all the elements together, and once these elements are together, we can rearrange them. So this view can be represented in a different style. So I can check this. I can say format, stereotype display, and iconic I can select. And to make this iconic, for example, this login view, logical view, stereotype I can select simply as a boundary and say OK. Then login info, stereotype, I will select the stereotype as control info, that is what you want, view or entity. So select this entity and say OK. And this controller as the name suggests, of a stereotype control class. So select the control and say OK. And now simply drag and drop this so that you can able to clear the picture. Format, stereotype display, say iconic. Yes, now it is displaying you. Format, stereotype display, then iconic. So the class is same, only their representation has been get changed. Normally, how we represent class in UML? The class in UML is nothing but rectangle with 3 compartments. First compartment tells you the class name, second tells you the attributes, and third compartment talks about its operation, method, and behavior. Now, the necessary elements to complete the sequence diagram is there. It shows you how the different classes are going to interact with each other. So they can start the communication. So the first communication will be there from actor and the boundary class. So I will add this the communication simply as. So what is the communication? First communication, the boundary class will ask you to enter user details. So what is that user details? Enter user ID and password. So simply select this enter user details. Now this user details will be forwarded as it is towards the controller. But the basic purpose here is to get verification for the same, get authentication for the same. So it is just as it is forwarded to the next class called as one controller class. For what purpose they are exchanging? Get login details. Now see here, this is dash 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 line called as what? Lifeline of that object. This is what your object, and this dash dash line is lifeline of an object. But for out of this entire lifeline, for how many times your object is active, that can be decided by this focus of control. So my this particular object is active only for this much of time. Now get login details. Now after login details, we have to get verification because in the database, every information, that is what my user ID, my password, everything has been stored over there. So we can simply say this, whatever the data user has entered, select this, stop here and just display the message, validate, verify and validate. User details, verify and validate user details. So this part has to be get carried out at this moments. So now as a database class, user id what user has entered and password has entered at this moment will be carry forwarded as it is towards the controller. Controller carry forwards the same information as it is towards the database class. Now inside the database already user id and password is stored while you are going to sign up the program. So at the time of sign up, what you entered and what you have entered right now is compared at the database, and if it is correct, then and then only you will be decided. So if you are remembering our what we can say, this activity diagram, what we shown here, what you entered user ID, you entered a password, and you just click on submit button. But you have two possible options, either login successful or login failed. So when you will get the login successful, what you entered as a user ID and password is correct. Then and then only you will get the login successful, or else you will get the message as login failed. Now same thing we need to represent in this activity diagram, whatever we shown. Same thing we can represent in sequence diagram, but in different manner. So we have two possible replies from this login info to the login view, and that reply is either login successful or login failed. So to represent that, we can take the help of one combined fragment and select this combined fragment for this particular class and rename this as login post conditions. So what are the post conditions? What are the possible post conditions for this login successful? The first possible condition is welcome message. Welcome plus user name. When there will be such message, if condition is what we can see here, the condition we can simply add here. The condition is or we can say it in simple way, login successful, or you can have one more options over there, or and that options we can write simply here as we can write simply as login failed. So when there will be option login successful or login failed, the conditions will be highlighted. So the basic reason for the login successful is whatever you have entered, that what we can say action taken, visibility and then argument. It's a specification. The specifications you can add over here stating that yes, there will be a message for the login successful if user ID and password is correct, or else you will get a message as login failed, and that message you can represent in this simplest manner. So this is what my next diagram called as one active this sequence diagram. I can take this diagram outside of this. So simply select this export diagram, login sequence diagram, and save this. So I'll record of this on the desktop, and you can read this diagram. So just have a look, understand each and every field over there. Is the concept clear? Activity diagram concept is clear? Okay. Now we'll move to the next diagram. So after activity diagram, our job is to go for the next diagram, and next diagram we no need to draw, it will generate automatically. So the name of the next diagram is collaboration diagram. So I will show you how to generate collaboration diagram automatically. So simply we can get here option as a model. So convert diagram. So this sequence diagram will be converted into collaboration diagram. So that is what the simplest part we have to do. So whatever the things we done so far, select this, simply save the option and go to an option format. Go to an option called model and select this option convert diagram. So convert this sequence diagram to collaboration diagram and just say okay. So our next diagram, that is collaboration diagram, is now done. So we just need to simply reorganize diagram, and for this reorganization what we will do, we'll go to an option format and click on this layout diagram. So select this layout diagram. So this is what my simple collaboration diagram. I can take this diagram outside of this. So simply go to the option file, export diagram, select this and save on the desktop. The name I can change here, sequence. I will replace the sequence as collaboration and save this. Save this. Now you have an option here as a login collaboration diagram. Here you can just check out this. Now, try to understand the difference between sequence diagram and collaboration diagram. Can anyone give me what actually the difference between collaboration diagram and sequence diagram? Yes, let me know. Okay, guys, if you have any doubt, any query, any question, you can put your question into the chat box so that I can able to read it and I can able to reply you. So since morning what we covered, any doubt, please let me know. So in quickest manner, I will show you what we are trying to cover. We are trying to perform the actual design process. So whatever the analysis part we have did yesterday, we try to convert into the diagram parts. So to represent this diagram part, we can go with a design model. So we have discussed the difference between analysis and design. And what we said as a conclusion part, analysis is nothing but what, where designing is nothing but how. So in analysis, we have shown that student is going to interact or sorry, student is going to interact with the system, and the student interactions will be like this. Student can able to perform the login. Now the question we have shown it as a part of analysis. That student will be there and student interested to perform the login. That is analysis part done. So the next question come in the mind, that is as a part of a designer, how login will work. The how login will work we have represented in one diagram, that is what the sequence diagram. If you could able to find out this as a sequence diagram, you can just check here. The student will be there. Student has to first perform by providing user ID and password. So student will enter his user ID and password. Now what student has entered will be carry forwarded as it is towards the control class, and from control class to the next class called as what database class. Now inside this database class all the information will be maintained. So as a user, what as a not only student, this kind of a flow will be there for all any type of an actor. I just for the representation I have shown as a student. So student has to enter its user ID and password, which will be carry forwarded towards the control class, and control class carry forwards the same data as it is towards this information, that is nothing but database class. And inside this database verification and validation will take place, and this information will be given back to its login view. So there may be a possibility of the message that they will display the information either as a login successful or as a login failed. So what will be the condition for the login successful? We said that if user ID and password are correct, we'll get a message as a login successful, or else we will get a message as a login failed. That is what your diagram called as one sequence diagram. And once you are ready with the sequence diagram, we can automatically generate the next diagram, that is collaboration diagram. Because to go for the model visualization, if you are remembering, we have to first complete the sequence diagram. After the sequence diagram, we can think about the collaboration diagram. So we did the sequence diagram. Now to draw the collaboration diagram, we just what we say, we can simply convert this just by moving to an option called as what model convert diagram, convert sequence diagram to collaboration diagram. Your collaboration diagram will be get generated here, and that can be represented in a simplest manner. So this is what my collaboration diagram, login collaboration diagram. Save this, done. Now what is difference? Can anyone tell me difference between, if you would able to find out these both the diagrams, because both the diagrams now in front of you, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram. Now what is major difference between the collaboration diagram and sequence diagram? Or is it because if you see here, then the tool is supporting you in a vice versa process. So you can convert sequence diagram to collaboration diagram, or you can convert collaboration diagram to sequence diagram also. Means if your collaboration diagram is ready, this is what my collaboration diagram. Is it possible for me to convert this diagram to the sequence diagram? I will just try. Yes, I'm getting here. Successfully completed the collaboration diagram. Now, what is major difference over here? Or what type of a simulations we need to take into the considerations when I'm talking about converting, or which diagram I need to draw first, either as a sequence diagram or a collaboration diagram. So for that we need to understand the difference between these two diagrams, sequence diagram and collaboration diagram. So I hope you are already aware about these two types of diagram. So my question at this moment for you all is, when to draw the sequence diagram and when to draw the collaboration diagram. So kindly think, take your own time. At the end of the sessions, we will discuss more details about the when to draw the sequence diagram and when to draw the collaboration diagram. So far, any doubt? What the things we did so far? Any doubt? Any query? We just try to convert this sequence diagram. We just like to complete this collaboration diagram. Any doubt so far? Okay. Now I'll go to the next class, next diagram, sorry. And the type of the diagram is class diagram. Now, what exactly we are going to do inside this class diagram? So let's move. Class diagram is nothing but the diagram in which we are going to represent the different class and how the different class are going to interact with each others. That is the only concern we will think when we are talking about it's a class diagram. So what we were working? We were working on the term called as what login. So I will select this login and I have one slide here, login realization. So name of the use case I have given as a login. Now I am going to realize that login. Now realization means what? We have to understand this. This word, if you got the dictionary meaning of this realization, it has a lot of things to understand to as a designer. So if you look towards this type of realization or type of relationship, you see I'll just give the heading and then we will discuss the different types of relationship. So I will give this, select this package, login realization, right click, add a diagram and select the diagram, simply class diagram because the third diagram which we have to draw is class diagram. So I will give the name login class diagram. Why? Because first I draw the sequence, then I draw the this collaboration diagram. Now my job remaining is to complete the class diagram. So I have added one type of a diagram here, and I have given the name as login class diagram. Now to draw this login class diagram. Now what is this class diagram? Class diagram, as the name suggests, class is nothing but what? Group of similar objects together. So to complete this class, to complete this login, we need simply three different types of class. So what are the three different types of a class? First is view, that is what is login view. Second is what your controller. So select the controller class. And third is what you need an information class. So relevant classes are there: boundary, view, and controller. So relevant classes are there. You have to just rearrange it. So class can be represented in simple rectangle having three compartments. First as the name, attributes, and operation. So I will rearrange it. Save this part. Now, the respective classes are there. So we can say that the respective entities are there. Now we need to decide the relationship. So what are the different types of relationships in UML? So this is what simple association. Into the last lecture we have discussed. What is association? Association is nothing but simple semantic relationship between the attributes of the classes or entities. So the basic type of relationship in UML itself is association. Association you can represent in two styles. The first is without arrow and second is with arrow. Without arrow means bi-directional. So I will show you here. Without arrow means bi-directional. See here. No arrow. So it is bi-directional. Second, we can have directed association. So we can move like this. And this arrow here indicates bi-directional. Means there will be flow of data from one entity to another entity. There will not be a flow of data from this entity to this entity. This is what directed association. So basic type of relationship association can be represented in two styles. Without arrow, with arrow. Without arrow means it is a bidirectional type of relation, and with arrow means it is directed association. Now, next type of relationship is known as a part of relationship. Now, is a part of relationship. I can tell you the simple example. I consider an example of class called as what car. So I'll just show you. Add a diagram. I will add one class diagram here just to show you relationship, nothing else. So car class diagram, and I will add one class here. Simply I'll give the name as a car. And what is the parts of the car? So I will say the one part of the car is what we can say doors, and one part of the car is engine, and many parts are there. Just for our understanding, I will say here. So car, so door are the part of a car. So how many doors will be there for the car? So minimum 4 doors or minimum 2 doors will be there for the car. So I can show this association, simple association to the doors, specifying the numbers. That numbers is known as multiplicity. So you can select this and you can specify here the multiplicity. So how many objects are what we can say exact numbers you want to give. So I can write this stereotype here as multiplicity. And you can now the second type of relationship is what I'm telling you. It is a type is a part of relationship. Now if I take example of a car has a in our diagram there are the two parts. One is a door and one is engine. So there are two options. One is aggregation, second is composition. So when to use aggregation, when to use the composition? When there is a relationship between its a part and whole is of a stronger type, we can use the composition. And when the relationship between whole and its a part is of a weaker type, we can use this aggregation. So we can say simply to understand this scenario about this working scenario about this is what we can say. Whenever there will be an option regarding this relationship, we can say simply this as an aggregations moving towards this part. So you can find out here. So this is aggregation relationship. Doors is a part of a car. And why I have used here aggregation? Because aggregation is saying that the relationship is of a weaker type. Weaker type means, can I drive a car without doors? Answer is yes. Means the relationship between car and door is of a weak type. I can go for this aggregation. But when I'm talking about the relationship between engine and car, is it possible to drive a car without engine? Definitely not. So the relationship between whole and part is of stronger type. I can go with this composition. So I will select this. Sorry. I can draw this composition from part to whole side. So it indicates stronger relationship. It indicates weaker relationship. The relationship between whole is car, and part doors and engines like that. Maybe tires, sound system, etc. You can decide the relationship between this aggregation and composition. Now, next type of relationship is generalization. Now, as the name suggests, generalization is nothing but maintaining parent-child relationship. So for that, we can take the help of this generalization. Means door. I said door. Door has a minimum two doors. So I can say door one. I can rename this simply as door two. Or simply doors. So this is what my front door and this is what my rear doors. So in that case, I can use the relationship generalization, moving from one to another. So this is what generalization relationship, moving from one class to another class. This is what my child class, this is what my parent class. So your arrow will be at the parent side. So this one is generalizations. So doors, car has a doors, generalized statement. But in detail, we with the specializations we can say that front left, front right, rear left, rear right, like that. So we can arrange this in a proper order. So we can use the term called as one generalization relationship. Now next type of relationship is called as one dependency. Now what is the dependency? So just imagine I have one more class here and the name of that class is fuel time. So fuel means maybe the car is on diesel or maybe in the car of a petrol. So unless until there is a fuel, my engine will not start. So there is a dependency. We can say this is dependency relationship. So whenever there will be a proper fuel, then and then only my engine will start. If no fuel, no engine will not start. So this is type of relationship we are calling as one dependency relationship. Now, next type of relationship is realization relationship. Now, if I bring here, just as a sample, I would say key which will operate my car. Realization. Now, how my realization relationship is represented in UML? So, this dash dash line is nothing but we can say dependency, and this arrow is nothing but generalization. So, my question at this moment is, or correct me if I am wrong, what I am saying, realization is nothing but dependency plus generalization. So, is it correct? Let's think on it. Is it correct? The realization is nothing but generalization plus we can say about this, we can add this generalization plus it's a dependency relationship. Then and then only we can able to get this realization relationship. So can operate my car by a relationship I have said simply realization relationship or else not. So these are the different types of relationship. Apart from this, we can have the links and all this one. So this is not no need to worry. These are the basic types of relationship. I will just quickly revise what is the relationship we discussed. Association, directed association or multiplicity. Next is a part of relationship. There are the two is a part of relationship. Two types basically. One is aggregation. Second is composition. Next, we can think about the generalization relationship. That is either arranging the elements of a class or object either in upside or in a downside. If we are writing it in the downside, we can say it as a specialization. As an upside, we can say generalizations. And next is we discussed dependency relationship, and then now we have just discussed about the realization relationship. So I just made one statement for you is realization relationship is equal to generalization plus dependency. Is it correct? If yes, tell me the answer. If not, tell me the answer. I have kept the ball of your code. Now you just play with that. No. So we were discussing about the remaining type of a diagram called as the class diagram. We are going to draw the class diagram for login. So I will open this. Now, which type of relationship I can use here? Again, which models you are going to use? Based on that, you have to decide. So, for simplicity, I will say simple association. Login will send my data to control, and control will send my data to this login info and save this. Okay. Now, inside this, your class is here. Now, inside this class, what you are going to do? You have to have some attributes, you have to have some operation. So, in this boundary, is responsible to take the data. So, I will add here attributes. So, select this class, say simple option here as add attributes. So, one attribute I will add as user ID. Then why this plus symbol comes? This is public. Now, what are the options available there? Public, protected, private, and package. So you can select one of the possible. Now I will add one more operation here. Add operation. Operation name I will put here. Enter user ID. Like this, you can prepare your class. So once your class diagram is ready, you can say that the class is having ID, means the class is having attributes and class is having operation. So in this style, you can add all the parts. So basically, if you are remembering, I have drawn one diagram here called as what sequence diagram, and from the sequence diagram, it takes automatically enter user details as an operation parts. So whenever you are going to draw a sequence diagram, whatever the messages you are writing, that messages becomes by default your operations, and this becomes your attribute. So like this, you can add the attribute. So this is what my class diagram is ready. So we done. As a part of designer, whatever we are supposed to do for the today's sessions, we basically done. But the question come in the mind because I had drawn the three diagrams: sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, and class diagram. So I have just completed the class diagram. Any doubts so far? Any question? Yes, guys. Any question? Sorry. Yes, am I audible? Okay. So we have done this basic part as a software designer. So designing part we have done. Now we need to understand what are the advantage we are getting when we are about to complete this entire scenario. So to complete this entire scenario, what we did, I'll just quickly revise the part. We have started with this login realization. Inside the login realization, we have first completed this sequence diagram. From this sequence diagram, we got an automatic collaboration diagram, and from the collaboration diagram, we have just completed this class diagram. And once we complete this class diagram, we can say that we have realized that class. So we have completed the realization for the login. So what the way I did it for the login, can you repeat for the next activity called as what, register for course? So what you need to do? You need to simply need to add one more package here, that is add package. Package name I will give register for course realization. That is what the simplest way to interact. So add this register for course realization, and need to add the respective classes here or objects, whatever the points you can say this, and try to complete this the way I did for the. So your activity, the same style we can represent for the remaining scenarios. So this will be what my sequence diagram for register for course. You can check out. Is it visible? This is what my sequence diagram for register for course. The way I have completed the sequence diagram for login, you can draw it for sequence diagram for register for course. Now same, once your sequence diagram for register for course is ready, we can draw the collaboration diagram. So this is what my collaboration diagram. Actually, no need to draw it. It automatically gets generated. After completion of your sequence diagram, you can able to find out it's a collaboration diagram. So you can easily get this collaboration diagram. Why I'm showing this? Because today you have to complete these diagrams for register for course. I have shown you for the login. Your task is to complete this for the collaboration diagram for register for course and sequence diagram for register for course. Now, after completion of this sequence and collaboration diagram, you can draw the class diagram. So this is what your class diagram for register for course. So this is just a sample diagram. It's not necessary you have to draw in the same style. Uh, this is just a simple diagram. So how many entities are there? How many control classes are there? How many view classes are there? What is their simple notations to represent the classes? This etc. etc. You have to just show you. You need to represent it. Done. So what is your task today? You have to draw these three different types of diagram. First as a sequence diagram, second as this collaboration diagram, and third as a simple class diagrams. Any doubts so far? Okay. Now, what is the major advantage we are getting here? So the major advantage we are getting here is once you complete your class diagram, as I said to you, we can able to convert this class diagram into the code. That process we are calling as a forward engineering. And what is reverse engineering? If you have a code with you, you can able to draw the class diagram for that particular code. That process we are going to call as what? Reverse engineering. So simply see here, I will just try to demonstrate you how my code is going to get generated from this class diagram. So what I will do, simply click on this. We have to first select the models. So for that, I will go with this and a profile options. In which language you want to generate the code? Any object-oriented programming language you can take into the consideration. So for this movement, just imagine I'm going to take an example of this Java. So select this and simply say include and close this part. So you want to generate the code for particular class? Yes, I want to generate the code for the particular class. Or if you want to generate the code for all, you can select this. So I just want to generate the code for this class. So I'll select this and simply select this option called as what Java and generate code. It will automatically generate a code for you. So select this option login realization, and from this login realization class you can have a particular code. Alright. Section agreement. So what we are selecting here, we have just selected an option called as what class. The name of the class is boundary login view, and I want to just make a what we can say convert this class into a Java prototype class. So I have selected this, and this process I am calling as what forward engineering. So I just want to generate the code for this class. So I have just selected this, and just I will go to an option called as what next for the login view. Yes, for the login view, and go for the next option. Keep by default setting as it is. You can change here the names and all these parts like this generated by star UML in Java. Project, I can say the project is FDP by SVERI Polytechnic, and name, that is what I will add here, Mr. APC. Date, I'll keep today's date, that is 14th July 2020, and who is the author? Author, I will say head of the department, and just say simply next. So Java code generated successfully. The message what you could able to find out on the screen is Java code generated successfully. Say okay and say finish. So you can just check out the file. I have saved this file on the desktop. So you can just read it. Yes. this is what my basic code is generated. So login view dot Java file. So you can check this. Say edit. See here. This is the automatic file generated. FDP by SVERI Poly College. Then file name I have given just sample Mr. ABC date, and this is what my code protected class login view public object UID. Then class operation I have given this login information. So this login information is also available here. So I will save this part. So what I did simply, I have converted this class diagram into an prototyping code. Now once my code is ready, if I made changes in the code, is it possible to get reflect that changes into the respective diagram? That process we are going to call as what? Reverse engineering. So is reverse engineering possible? So let's try. Let's have a demonstration. How to do the reverse engineering. So go to the respective code, and what I will do, I'll simply add one object here. So select this. I will add one more object here. Simple object I will add here, nothing more. And I will make the name as a public object, and I will just change it as password. So what I did, I have just made a change in my code, and I will save it, save, and close this file. I want to get reflect into the particular class. So select it, right click, Java. Now you made the changes in the code, and if you want to reflect the changes into the diagram, whatever the changes you have made in the code, you want to reflect that changes in the code into your diagram. That process we are going to call as what? Reverse engineering. So I will select an option called as what? Reverse engineering. Select this. Now where your file you made the changes, my file is here. So I will add the file. I'll keep the path as it is, and I will say simply next. Keep by default setting as it is, and you can able to find out the respective classes. So generate the doc code, all the files you can use, and simply click on this run option. So Java reverse engineering has been completed successfully. Say OK and say finish. See here, the classes get generated, and you can able to find out the particular class here, so that we can simply rearrange it. So these were what the mistakes I did. So you can just delete this part. See here, login view one, and one object is get added here. If you are able to find out, that is what your password. So in this way, if you make changes in the code, the changes in the code will also be get reflected in your class. That process we are going to call as simple reverse engineering. So this is what the advantages you are getting by using object oriented technology, or rather I insist that why object-oriented technology is famous or popular. It is because it supports forward engineering. Also, it supports the reverse engineering. So this is one of the most important part that we can discuss. So this is what the software designers are supposed to perform. Now, one more advantage of the tool I can show you. Whatever the efforts we have taken so far since yesterday, I want to generate the report for the same. So we can have the reports for the same. So, so the report in which format you want to take the reports, the specific formats you can take like this: design assessment, design review document, or pseudo code, or use case specification document. In which format you want to take, the format also possible for you: PPT, document, like this. So I'll go with the simple this star UML document format. Say next. Keep on the desktop. Say next, and Whatever the parts we have selected, we just need to go to an option by selecting this for generate. So automatically the documentation will be done. Whatever the reports are, so being as an your academic project or maybe from any industry project, whatever efforts you have taken so far with respect to that reports are also having equal weightage. So the tool will help you to generate the report automatically. So click on this finish. So you can able to check out your code. The code is available here. After that, you can make a small changes. So 100% customizable document is here. You can change project document for the title, star UML, use case document specification. So see, professor use case diagram, exactly that diagram, the name, naming conventions. So everything will be formatted correctly if you do this. If you want to add more documentation parts, you can add. So customizable document you are getting here for each and every use case. So if you start to implement this for your mini project from since second year, so in third year, you will be mastering these all the parts. This is what the beauty of the tool. And Star UML, no doubt it is open source software, so no need to have a license. The size required for the software is again very less, max 50 MB. So you can able to draw it, you can install it on any machine. No such big hardware it requires. But only what required is your patience, your way to learn the things in a different manner. Because being as a programmer, whatever the problem statement given to us, we directly start to write down the code. But if we able to have a habit to convert the given problem statement into first is it's a flowchart, by first into the algorithm, and once algorithm is ready we can draw the flowchart, and once the flowchart is ready we can make it in a program, because maybe by using Java or maybe by using any other object oriented programming language, your algorithm, your flowchart remains same. Only the language you are selecting is just was the context what you are going to use, the words, the syntax, but rest of the part remains same. So we have to make an habit to understand the algorithm for the given program. We need to understand the flowchart for the given program. Then the language takes only 2 to 3 percentage, because from the class diagram we have seen how to generate the code. So that's all for my side for the today's session. So any doubt so far, please let me know. So being as a designer, we are supposed to complete these scenarios. So still we have almost half an hour. So I will just try to show you one more diagram, and then we will take a pause. Any doubts so far? Yes, any doubt there so far? Nado sir, please help me. Any doubt there? Any query? Any question? I don't want my
Hello.
session to be monotonous. That is only I speak. No response from the participant side. So please help me if any doubt, any question, any query so far
Hello.
there.
Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Chigre, sir.
Yes, before starting for the next diagram that we are going to see is a simple state chart diagram. But before that, I would like to listen from your side. Any query, any question, whatever we have covered so far. Since morning, we have covered basic three diagram. First, we have started with its sequence diagram. Then we have done with collaboration diagram, and then we have done with its class diagram. And once we have done the class diagram, we made the customizations in the class diagram. We have added attributes, we have added an operations, And from the class diagram, we have learned two more concepts over there. That is, the first is forward engineering, and second is reverse engineering. So, what is the concept of forward engineering? Forward engineering is nothing but simply whatever the code you have, whatever the class diagram you have, we just try to convert the class diagram into its an architectural code. And that architectural code can be done in any object oriented programming language, maybe Java or maybe so if you look towards this format, it supports these many languages: C++, C hash, EJB, and depending on again type of different UML versions, you can able to find out this. So, so forward engineering, this concept is nothing but converting your diagrams into the code that we have generated the code. Then we have opened the code, we made some customizations in the code, and that code is get reflected into your particular class. So that process we are calling as what? Reverse engineering. It might be the case that for some projects you already have a code with you, and your job is, or you are asked to draw the class diagram for the same. So very easily you can convert that code into the class diagram, and for that we are using the concept of reverse engineering. So that is what one more point we have discussed so far. And then we have seen, as a part of designers, software designers, our job is to prepare the reports. So to prepare the reports, we have seen one option here, that is called as what? Models. And from models, we have just converted it into the different documentation profiles. So whatever the part we have done so far, if any doubt, please let me know. Even we can have this PPT also. I'll just demonstrate since the time is there. I'll select this and I will say next and generate. So it can able to, sometimes we need to go for some presentation. So for the presentations, we can take the help of this or slide presentations. So you can able to check out this. The file is getting
Hello.
generated. So when I simply click on my finish this, so I'll get this PPTs here in a proper standard format. So name of my project, whatever I have given, purpose, what I'm going to cover is design review documents. It shows you the date because modifications what you did. If you want to letter it, just review parts. So it will help you to automatically have this parts. So overall product descriptions, this parts you can able to generate. So actually it is taking some time so that you will have the diagrams also automatically with their description, the styles you have mentioned. This is what the advantage you are getting when we are talking about completion of the diagram part. So the efforts, the way you will take for analysis and designing, it will take comparatively very less efforts for the coding and very less efforts for the testing. So the product life cycle can be saved, efforts can be saved, means cost can be saved, and at very what we can say secure ones with a quality scenario, you can able to generate your product. So now next we will see one more type of a diagram, that is a state chart diagram. So I will continue with the class diagram. So login class diagram. I'll select one of the class, for example, login view, And for that I can able to show you the next diagram called as one this state chart diagram. So what is difference between this activity diagram and state chart diagram? In activity diagram we just represent the flow charts only, but in state chart diagram we are going to generate the possible state for the respective class, and from the respective class how it can able to get the other scenarios. So let's demonstrate this. So I'll select this login view, and from the login view I can add a diagram, and I will select the diagram called as state chart diagram. So looking towards this state chart diagram, if you concentrate here, you can say that the state chart diagram, select this, give the name login state chart diagram. Select this, double click here. Okay. Now the first, as usual, we will start with this start step. So select this, drag and drop. Next step, simple, we can say that this is what my login view page. Now, what are the possible states that you will move? So, to draw this state chart diagram, I can take simple example of the gun. Simple gun. When I press the trigger, the bullet comes out. So, when I put the trigger, means when I press this trigger, the bullet comes out. It means for action, for every action, there is an event, and you will move from one state to another state. So this is what the simple step we can represent in this login scenario. So from login view, you can have the two possible states. One is login successful, and one is login failed. So simply you can show the transitions from this side to the login view, from login view to login successful, from login successful to login failed, and then we can think about this stop and stop. So you can show this from this style to this, transition from again this part to this part, and save this. Okay. Now, what the specialty or what the thinking, or in a technological perspective, we need to think a lot when we are talking about this state chart diagram. So, when you will get this login view, I will simply say this home page, login home page. Login view is login home page. So, when you will come to this login page, what actions you are going to give here? Entry actions, exit actions, and all the parts. So I will select this and say the guard condition. When I will move from login page, sorry, my camera is on. So how you are going to do? When you will move from this particular home page to the login successful, the conditions you need to write here. If, or simply I can write user ID, that is UID, and password, user ID and password correct. You will get the message that login successful. And when you will get the message as the login failed, when either UID or password wrong, you will get the simple message as login failed. Now, this is what we already shown in activity diagram. Now, what exactly we are going to show in the state chart diagram? We have to think about its entry and exit point. So, in login home page, for its entry point, I will add one action, and that action I am going to add entry action, and entry is enter and customize it, edit. That is enter user details. Say close. So you will enter the user details. Now what user details you are going to enter? You are going to enter user ID and password. Now after that, what actions you are going to do? You will click on submit button. So select the option do action, and in do actions you will say click submit button. So click on simply submit button. So enter entry user ID and password. Click on submit button. Now next is what? Exit actions. Move to login successful or login failed. So I will be, suppose I am on a home page and I will enter my user details. Now user details means what we can say, I will enter my user ID, I will enter my password. So what I have entered here as a user details and password, and next I need to click on submit button. So as soon as I click on submit button, my home page will move to either login successful or to login failed. Now for that what I need to do? I need to just think about this conditions, and that conditions we are calling as what? Guard condition. Is my screen visible? Yes. So what I'm going to do here, after this exit button, I will move either to login successful or login failed. So when I will get the message as a login successful, if I move from this home page to login successful, if my user ID and password are correct. So this is what the scenario. Now in case of login successful, what you are going to do? What is your entry actions? Entry actions is click on submit button. So simply I can say here add entry actions. So it is just simply click on submit button. Then we can add do actions. Welcome page should be get displayed. Welcome page display. And exit criteria is what we can add. Exit action. Exit action is what we can say. So next, check profile. So sometimes you will move to this. Again, you have to take some decisions. So we can add one more actions here. That actions is what we can say simply by taking self transitions. Some actions we can decide here as a part of a guard conditions, and that guard conditions we can say want to retry. If your answer is yes, we can move this. So with respect to this, we can add one more point here. Effects. Effect will be it will add the first effect, that is display to welcome, display welcome page. So close this part. If user ID and password is correct, sorry, spelling mistake. So you can correct this part. So this is what your simplest way to draw and next diagram, that is what the state chart diagram. The way I have shown it for the login successful, same you can show it for the login failed. So add entry actions, you click on submit button. Then you can add the do actions. Action is you want to make a message. So display error page, and next is exit actions. Click on retry button. We'll again moving back towards this login field. If your answer is want to retry. So like this, we can represent the simplest matter regarding Excel state chart diagram. We can save this. We can take this diagram outside of this. So simply click this file, export diagram, login state chart diagram, and save this. Yes. So this is what my login state chart diagram. Just have a quick look. So this is what my state chart diagram for the respective use case called as what login. So the way I shown it for the login, you can show it for register for course. Basically, as far as the designer's role is considered, so whenever after completion of this your graduations and all, whenever you will get chance to work within an industry, there are various experts, and that expert's job is to be specified with only one type of a diagram, and based on that type of a diagrams they will able to generate you the code. So their profiles are very specific ones. So to draw the diagram you need to be understand the proper theory parts, means you should aware about the problem statement, and to write the problem statement you should aware about the business knowledge. So understanding the business knowledge, converting that business knowledge into the problem statement, and converting that problem statement into the diagram part is what the basic rule of SEA. And once you are done with this SEA, the next part is what you are actual developers. And once developers write the proper code for whatever expected there, so developers submit these parts to the team called as what testers. So what is the role of a tester? Testers simply need to understand again the problem statement, whatever is mentioned there, and need to understand whether actually the software is developed as per the problem statement or not. So that is what need to verify and validate the process. We are calling it as one testing process. So for that all input is needed is for part of your analysis and design process. So this is what the basic idea what we done so far. So I got one question there.
Sir, one
One
question is
simple
there.
question is there: which tool is better to draw the UML diagram? So they have given the choice either to go with the star UML or to go with the rational rows. As far as my experience, rational rows is nowadays what we can say absolute, and IBM has introduced one tool there called as what RSA, Rational Software Architecture. But to use that RSA or rational software architecture or rational rows, you have to pay, because that is not come as a part of free versions. And if you are using it in ethical ways, it may create a problem. So better for as far as our academic projects are considered, I recommend you to go with this star UML because it's open source, A complete code is available for you. You can customize it as per your needs and you can use it. So that will be what suggestion from my side. But as far as if you're looking for some consultancy work or some of the projects from other partners, at that time if there is a requirement and you are able to purchase it, you can go with rational rose or you can go with an RSA. So the choice is yours. But as far as academic, rational rose will be bit what we can say, cost is the only major considerations. Otherwise, no doubt features will be more in the rational rose compared to this star UML. I hope I have given the answer to your question.
Sir,
Any other
another
question
question
there?
is there. Sir, one question
Okay,
is there.
so I'm sharing my details with you.
Hello,
Uh,
sir.
okay. I'll just share my details with you.
Tigre, sir. Tigre, sir. Hello.
Jadhav sir. Hello.
हाँ सर. Hello. हाँ सर.
One question is
Yes sir.
there. If software will be crashed because of any reason like power off, then is there any way the data will be
Yes,
recovered?
there is a way to recover the software. But for that, I need to understand which platform you have used, means which operating system you have and which version of Star UML you have used, because we are conducting the demonstration of UML 2.5. But the market there is up to 5.0 versions are available. So we need to understand.
Okay.
Recovery is possible, no doubt.
I request all the participants, if you have any question, please put into the chat box.
Yes, audience. Any question? Any suggestion? Rather, if not question, any suggestion? The way I have conducted, I have taken the simple case study. Please free to interact. I have shared my details with you. My name, my email ID. You can drop me a mail also. It is sbtg@sveri.ac.in. You can write your mail also. And I am sharing my mobile number. It's a 9970158565. So you can ping me at any time. Any query regarding this, whatever the points we have covered so far? Okay. Shall we take pause here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such a valuable knowledge with us. One important instruction is there for all the participants that feedback link will be shared on WhatsApp group at 12:30 p.m. That is after the end of this session. And also, while filling the feedback form, please take care that all your details like your full name, college name, study affiliation should be correct in all the manner. Do not commit any spelling mistakes while filling the feedback form, because all these details will be printed on your e-certificate. Thank you for your active participation in FDP. Now, I would like to request Head of the Computer Department, Mr. A.S. Bhatlonde sir, to put vote of thanks for this FDP.
Okay, sir. Honorable Principal of SVERI's College of Engineering, Polytechnic Pandharpur, Dr. N.D. Misal sir, our respected resource person, Dr. Somnath Thegde sir, and all the participants. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on the behalf of Computer and IT Department of SVERI's College of Engineering, Polytechnic Pandharpur, extends my vote of thanks to Dr. Somnath Thegde sir for his presence and gave us a valuable time from his busy schedule. I also wish to express my gratitude to our founder secretary of trust, Honorable Dr. B.P. Ronge sir, and our principal, Dr. N.D. Misal sir, for providing encouragement, support, and giving us an opportunity to organize this FDP. Thank you, sir. I am very much thankful to all the participants for their active participation in this FDP. And lastly, I am very much thankful to all the coordinators, teaching and non-teaching staff of Computer and IT department for successfully organizing this FDP. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank, thank you, sir. One important instruction is there for our participants. The feedback link will be valid today only up to 10 p.m. So please keep note of this. So last of
Uh,
all, I hereby inform that the FDP session is
sir,
concluded. Madam.
one more question is on chat box. Please check it.
Okay. Tigre sir, one more question is there.
Yes, sir.
Uh, One question is there to draw the class diagram for hospital management COVID-19 situation.
Class diagram for hospital management.
COVID-19 situation.
For that, so what they are expecting?
Hello.
UML interface and abstract. Okay. So to draw this class, I have we have just demonstrated you how to use the tool. Now to draw the diagram, we need to go through the thorough understanding of this. So what actually, if I will ask rather that individual person to drop me a mail, and we'll take that case study on the mail, and we will try to solve it from it's a use case view to it's a class diagram. No issue. We will take it as a case study, and we will definitely will try to work out in that. So I request that individual person to drop me a mail regarding this, and we'll take this.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. हे झालं की आहे